What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Season 3, Episode 50 of Hit the Books. Crazy to think we're already in Season 3 and Episode 50. That means we've got to have cleared 150, and we just totally missed the deadline on that. That's a shame on us, but just me and Mackie here this week. No Jesse, no Ace. Mackie, I'll hand things off over to you. We had some Olympic basketball today. We have the MLB kind of coming down to the bid here as we move towards mid-August after the deadline. What's been going on with you lately?
Yeah, we saw some good Olympic basketball today. It was definitely a bit of a sweat for Team USA in the semifinals. Serbia gave them a run for their money, but Chef Curry and Joel Embiid had to show them who the best players in the world are still, and come up clutch in that fourth quarter. LeBron with that triple double as well, so that's good. I like to see some competition in the Olympics for Team USA. Other than that, I think we're 4 Sundays away from NFL football, which is crazy. It's just flying by.
Two preseason games on as we're recording. It's just like so nice having football on in the background that I'm just like, yeah, that's perfect. Leave that on.
It's incredible. It's times we've dreamed of for sure. But other than that, yeah, baseball's in full swing. Obviously, Pirates, Mets, Red Sox, all trying to make a push right now. But
My team's sliding out of there
yeah, Pirates are doing
quickly.
being the Pirates, wasting some really good talent right now. But still in it. So obviously, it's a good push going. I think there's like 50 games left. So a lot of baseball left. But getting down to the final stretch.
Yeah. Like you said, we'll start out with the NFL. NFL, like I said, 2 preseason games going on while we're recording here today. The Panthers and the Patriots and the Lions and the Giants, both underway. I did take the under 35 in this Lions game, and I couldn't find it on TV, so I'm a little disappointed in that. It's 14-3, I believe, at halftime, but I haven't checked in recently. But we'll start out in the NFL. We've been doing our top 5 positional rankings each week. This week we do have safeties. Mackie, you probably already saw my list. I had it in here because I didn't think I was going to be here this week. So I'll start us out here. We'll go 5-1, or I kind of like what me and Ace did last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't really remember when that was, when we did the cornerbacks. We did 1-5, and we did it like together. We said each of our ones and then each of our twos. So let's try that since there's only 2 of us here. So who do you have as the best safety in the NFL entering next year?
Probably Derwin James.
Derwin James. He's not even in my top 5. That's crazy.
What?
I have Antoine Winfield.
Antoine Winfield?
I think he's, age, everything is in picture here. Numbers. All right, let me just go through my list here then. Winfield, 1.
You don't have Derwin James in your top 5 safeties in the NFL.
I actually had him at 5, and then I put my 5 spot there, so I technically would have Derwin James at like 6. But Antoine Winfield, 1. Jesse Bates, 2. Minkah Fitzpatrick, 3. Kyle Hamilton, 4. Xavier McKinney, 5.
Wow. That's definitely a little different.
I feel like that's like truly like
I think even like Minkah over Bates, to be honest, but you're the Steelers guy, so
Bates, so many people boost up and say that he's so good, so I kind of just like give him his respect, and I don't like to be too biased, so I guess I did put him at the 3 for that reason. But
yeah, I think so. I think
I saw a lot of people
with
with Kyle Hamilton. I saw a lot of people with Kyle Hamilton at the 2 spot. Minkah at the 4 with Bates at the 3. I was like, I don't think Minka's the 4th best safety in the NFL yet.
No.
He's still a top 3 at least.
I definitely think so as well. I think there's a lot of people that you could put in the top 5 here. Safety's a tough position to like actually have a consensus.
That's what I mean.
5.
Like, would you have even thought of Xavier McKinney? I think he's
I would have thought of him, but he's definitely not in my top 5.
Derwin James, he was right there for me.
I can't believe you don't have Derwin James.
Justin Simmons isn't on a team.
Yeah, but
I still think the Cowboys are going to sign him.
You don't think you can't put? Are you saying you can't put him in the top 5 right now because he's not on the roster?
The list I looked up had him at the 7. It literally just said free agent. It was so funny. It's like, this dude's not even on a team, and he's a top 6 player at this position. He just doesn't want to do training camp. I think he's going to sign somewhere like after like week 1 or week 2.
He's top 5. I could see him
do that. I think he's in there too. He's right there.
Yeah, I'd go Derwin James 1.
If the Steelers signed him and we had Minkah and Simmons, I'd have both of them in the top 4. I can promise you that. My bias would take over a little bit there.
Dude,
it'd be a crazy duo.
I think Minkah's third.
I think I have Minka third. I'll give you Jesse Bates. I think Jesse Bates is a little bit younger than him.
Yeah, I'll go Derwin James 1, probably Anton Winfield 2.
Winfield's won a Super Bowl. That helps in his
Yeah,
case.
but it was
It
a
was a
Tom
Tom
Brady
Brady
Super
team, and he was a
Bowl, and it
rookie.
was
He didn't
3
really do
years
much.
ago, 4 years ago.
He signed
Um,
Tyreek Hill. That's what he did.
I'll go Minka 3. I'll go Justin Simmons 4, and I'll go Kevin Byard 5.
Byard, you're not giving. Who'd you cut from my list?
I cut like 3 guys from your list.
No
I
Kyle
don't have I
Hamilton.
have no Bates, no Kyle Hamilton, no Xavier McKinney. Bates is right there,
I
definitely.
thought I was being biased putting Hamilton at the 4.
I mean,
You don't even have. I mean, it is such a
it's a position that's so broad. There's not many numbers to go about it.
like
It's like
here's an example.
it's a
Here's
lot
an
of
example
style of
for you.
play.
Do you remember when we were younger? Like I used to be a big Seahawks guy because of Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
Remember Cam Chancellor?
Cam Chancellor. Yeah,
I thought he was one of
Hawk,
the best safeties in the world just because he was
Hawk.
like because he was so big and he could move like that. But
Yeah,
like when it came down to numbers, he was maybe like 12th or 13th. You know what I mean?
really at his peak, you think so?
I'd say like 10 maybe, but Earl Thomas was on the other side and he was
Yeah,
third. He was
yeah,
second or
dude.
third.
That team, that's
And Richard Sherman was right next to him. Like that team was loaded.
yeah, that secondary was ridiculous.
The Legion of Boom. That was one of the best nicknames of our defense too.
That's
But I
12th.
loved Cam Chancellor.
That's 12th man too, right?
Yeah, that was the 12th
Yeah,
man.
12th man.
I
Yeah,
feel like a couple teams do that though, so I don't really.
yeah, yeah.
I never liked that. Like when I claimed the Seahawks as my NFC team when Russ was there, I didn't really ever buy into the whole like we're the 12th man. Like that's
Yeah.
yeah. I don't like that. I'm glad the Steelers don't do that. Let me say that.
But yeah, it's cool that we both have pretty different lists because I feel like usually
Four,
we go
four
through this.
through four through eight, you could put any names in any different order as long
Dude,
as you
I
have.
even think I don't think you can put any position or anybody at 1, anybody at I think it could be
I think there's
broad
certain.
throughout.
I think like there's certain guys that are like guaranteed top 3. Like I think Winfield and Minka are guaranteed top 3 guys in the league.
Okay, I mean we both had him in top 3.
Yeah,
I think that
I could see you still say Derwin James is there. I just think the injuries and like
I just can't believe you didn't have Derwin James. The injuries I guess do they kept Matt Milano out of my top 5 for linebackers,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I guess that's fair. But dude, he's a beast.
I like McKinney on
Dog.
the Packers. I think me and Ace last week did cornerbacks. I had Jair Alexander at the 5, so I think technically, based off my list, the Packers have a top 5 safety in the NFL and the top 5 corner in the NFL.
Top 5 secondary.
Yeah, I would say so. That's a good defense. They draft so well. I'm excited for that Packers team, but they knocked your boys out of the playoffs. We'll get into this actually. The NFC East, our division this week. It's been a big ad for each team, season outlook, things we want to kind of touch on. I'll pull up the odds here for the NFC East. I haven't actually haven't looked at this.
I think they're like plus 150, something like that.
Are they favorited?
No, Eagles.
Eagles.
Cowboys won it last year, so
I forgot I live bet under 21.5 in this Patriots game. I have 2 unders going right now. Under 21.5 in the Patriots Panthers. It's 7-0.
the whole game under 21.5.
I live bet it when I walked in here to record because it was on TV and I couldn't get the
God.
Lions game. And then Lions, I took pregame. I have under 35.5. Let's go. What was I looking up?
East,
NFL
NFC East.
futures, NFC East. It always takes me so long to find these divisions. So
Do you know the NFC East trend?
yeah, no teams repeated or something.
Yes, since like 08, I think it was.
Who won last year? Cowboys.
Cowboys. I think that continues. I don't think the Cowboys win the division this year.
Is it crazy to say I'm not saying this. Are the Commanders at all in the picture to win a division yet?
Come on, dude. Don't. This is clickbait. Yes, the Commander. Yeah. No, the Commanders are not in contention. I think Jaden Daniels is gonna have a really bad year. I don't think he's in. I know he's been in college for 6 years. I just don't think he's an NFL quarterback.
I hope he's good.
I just think he has that style of play where like it only
We've
works
seen
if
it
you're.
so many times. Athletic college quarterback.
It only works if you're like Lamar.
Yeah. You don't think he can be like slightly that?
No, I don't think he can throw the ball like Lamar does.
I don't know. He used to do it when he had Brandon Ayuk at Arizona State.
Yeah, but you're playing
It's so
against,
different in
like
the NFL.
you're
Yeah.
playing against, like, Colorado State on defenses, like, you're not
Yeah.
playing against
Yeah.
ball hawks and the
He
best
was
players
playing
in the
against guys
world.
that he was playing against guys that are accountants now, not in the NFL.
Yeah, it's a completely
Like, if
different
he
ball
would've been
game.
well, I guess he did it with LSU. He won a Heisman at LSU.
Yeah, and I'm the one who told you about him too.
Yeah.
I'm the one who
But
said from the beginning of the year.
LSU's defense was so bad, but
But I also
I do remember the first game of the year last year, Florida State versus LSU, and I said Jordan Travis is gonna beat them in this game, and they did.
well, your big guy was Jordan Travis, my big guy was Jaden Daniels, and after
Yeah.
that game, obviously, you
I was
looked a lot
pissed when
better.
I was pissed when Jordan Travis got hurt last year and then missed
Yeah,
that.
that was pretty detrimental, but the only thing about Jaden Daniels that I was so high on was it was, like, the same exact situation not the same exact situation, but it was kind of a similar situation, like Joe Burrow coming in, for his transfer year and just lighting it up, but, obviously, he didn't have the defense that Joe Burrow had or the season Joe Burrow had, but that's why I was so high on him, and he I mean, he played well, he definitely,
Yeah.
did his thing,
So
but,
here, let's get into these odds real quick. So I finally have them pulled up here. According to MGM, Eagles -120. I'm surprised it's
I didn't know they were
minus
minus.
-120. Cowboys +150.
That's going
Com-
up.
Commanders +1100. Giants +1400.
I think it's pretty clear two-man race. I don't think
Yeah.
you can make an argument for either other team.
The Eagles
Um,
have to have like a friendlier home schedule or something, you know.
I just think the Cowboys have not
Their first games against the Packers in
in
Brazil.
Brazil. Yeah, but the Cowboys haven't gotten better. Cowboys got worse.
Cowboys did get
They have
worse.
no run game. They I mean, I guess they did get Trayvon Diggs back. You get your secondary back a little better, but the run game kills you. You still haven't signed CD Lamb. All the contract negotiations and all the things that are up in the air.
They didn't have a good
Um,
draft.
yeah,
They
not
didn't
a
have a
good
lot of picks.
draft. Things aren't looking the best for them. I think they'll still have a good year. I think they'll be a playoff or a wild card team, but I
Yeah,
think the division, unless the Eagles somehow collapse like they did last year, the Cowboys probably don't really have a good shot at the division.
yeah, I kind of agree. I think the Cowboys will be on that fringe wild card. It'll be close at the end of the year. It'll come down to what these teams' records are head to head. They always split, like most divisional teams do. But
They're gonna split,
yeah, I would lean more on the Eagles probably
but you're
just
not
based
gonna
on the
you're
schedule.
not taking the Eagles up
Eagles getting
minus
Barkley though.
money, huh?
Eagles getting Barkley is huge. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you guys lost your running backs. I mean, you lost Pollard. Not that he's
Pollard,
like,
who had a bad year, but we still don't have any run game right now.
yeah, exactly. You have nothing. But yeah, I think that's a pretty non-biased take from
Go
you
with the
there.
Eagles
You're
there,
going
yeah.
against the Jimmy Beals Eagles. We will take a look at, like we said, preseason gets underway this week. We have 2 games tonight, 3 tomorrow. Didn't know that. 9 Saturday. 2 Sunday. I am actually going to the Steeler game tomorrow. It's the first preseason game. We play Houston. Let's see. And Miami Dolphins agreed to a restructured contract on Saturday with wide receiver Tyreek Hill that'll keep him amongst the highest paid skill position players in the NFL. The contract is worth $90 million over the next 3 years, with $65 million of it guaranteed. No new years were added to the 4-year deal. $120 million extension Hill signed with the team in 2022, but the $106.5 million in updated fully guaranteed money is the most ever for a wide receiver.
This
That
is
is
the NFL.
powerful and a lot to take in. Long story short, he got paid a lot of money, and I think he deserves it.
Yeah, this is the NFL's ranked #1 player in the league, which I think is pretty crazy. But I mean, the season he put up last year,
Yeah, I mean,
he's
it's Mahomes. Everyone knows it's Mahomes.
yeah, everyone knows Mahomes is the best player in the world, but they even put Mahomes at 4. But
That's
um,
crazy, dude.
give
You
give
can't name me 3 players better than him. Who'd they have over him?
I don't know. They also had Max Crosby at 10th best player in the league. Which don't get me wrong, Max Crosby's a great player, but
He wasn't even like in the defensive player of the year picture.
I don't know. I don't know what the hell they were doing. Who they have over him? They had Myles Garrett at 3, I think,
Insane.
and they had. Oh,
Like, this isn't even me. This is all right. This is kind of my biased take, but like you always say this, if they're gonna do that effect where it's like the effect this player has on a game, look at the Steelers' record with and without T.J. Watt. He is way more valuable to the Steelers than Myles Garrett is to that Browns defense.
the only argument that players like Myles Garrett, Nick Bosa, and Michael Parsons have over TJ Watt is the amount of double. Like it's statistically, TJ Watt gets
Yeah,
double teamed the least amount. But then again, just look at the records. All you got to
it's
do is
because
look at
he's
the
the
records.
smallest. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
Mahomes
you
four.
truly have to, you have to double team Miles Garrett. He's so big.
Myles Garrett was 5 actually. So McCaffrey 3, Lamar Jackson 2, Tyreek Hill 1.
Mahomes wasn't even the highest
He
quarterback.
wasn't even the highest quarterback. Lamar's coming off an MVP. That's the only reason they did that. But come on, dude. Who won the playoff game? Who won the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that's a joke. He's a back-to-back Super Bowl champ. You're just giving
With
him
that
more.
with
You
that
know,
Chiefs
Mahomes
team,
has that list in his locker. It's like Tyreek Hill, Lamar Jackson, Miles Garrett.
with that Chiefs team winning a Super Bowl
All
against
of
that
those teams are in the AFC.
juggernaut Niners team, give Mahomes his flowers, man. Come on.
All of the players that are above him are in the AFC. You know he
No,
has
not
that.
McCaffrey.
Oh, I thought you said Miles Garrett was 3.
Myles Garrett was 5 actually.
Okay. McCaffrey then. Well, he beat him. He beat his ass in the Super
Yeah, he
Bowl.
beat his ass in the Super Bowl.
All right, and then with the Hall of Fame game in the rearview mirror, we have a list of first-time eligible players for the 2025 class. This list, this is how I know I'm getting this. This is my version
Crazy,
of I'm.
dude.
This is my version of I'm getting old.
Crazy.
The list includes Eli Manning, Terrell Suggs, Marshawn Lynch, Earl Thomas, who we just talked about, Aqib Talib, Adam Vinatieri, Luke Kuechly, and Marshall Yonda. What names off this list would you see as first ballot? I
How
think
many
we can
get in?
agree.
How many are first ballots?
I think it's. I think. Well, it doesn't. I don't know if it necessarily matters how many are first ballots. It just all matters on how many get in. Like,
How many get in?
I think it's 8.
Out of 1, 2. No, there
But
are
like,
8.
there's other
There's
guys
8
that are
there.
still. There's other guys that are still on the ballot that didn't get in from like past years.
Who?
Eli's a first ballot.
Yeah, I hate when people say he's not, but because like, I mean, if you look at his actual career, maybe
He was
not.
so
But I
bad. He
mean,
was so
dude,
bad when he got older, but so was Ben, and they're both first ballot Hall of Famers.
yeah, I'd go Eli first ballot, Vinatieri first ballot.
Yeah, I was gonna and Kuechly. I'd put him in there
Kuechly,
too.
just the longevity wasn't there, but I mean, I guess, yeah.
If you had to give one
I mean,
more,
it's
I'd
so
probably go
hard.
Terrell Suggs.
It's so hard to, yeah, exactly. It's so hard to just not put Marshawn Lynch there, though.
If the Seahawks would have won back-to-back Super Bowls, it would have been Marshawn Lynch there.
If they gave him the damn ball,
Because
it should make
he would have
it
been
should
the
make
MVP too.
it should make his MVP, or it should make his Hall of Fame. What's the word I'm looking for?
Earl
His,
Thomas, I don't think. Aqib Talib, no shot. Marshall Yonda, good lineman, but I mean, I guess they always need a lineman, but they'll find some old guy that we've never heard of.
that's a stacked list, though. Eli's
Yeah,
got to get on. Vinatieri's too good to not get on.
Vinatieri's gonna be the special teams guy.
Yeah, yeah,
Sure, he's guaranteed on. I think Eli and him are the only 2 guarantees on the list.
yeah. I'd probably go Kuechly third. Stacked list, though. What a
Kuechly
year.
just has like the following, like it was like when Megatron went in. Like they love like when you retire and they don't love when you retire in your prime, but they're like he quit at the top of his game. Like
Yeah, they're like
they love that
he
story.
could have done that for 10 more years.
Exactly. They just assume you could. That's kind of what I'd do. I'd be like, yeah, dude, I quit in my prime. I could have done it for 10 more years, but
Yeah, even though you know you're like depleting.
yeah, it's like no, my fucking knees are falling apart. Let's see here. We're gonna switch over to basketball, like we said. Team USA men's basketball continues their dominance in Paris for the Olympic Games. USA stays undefeated, and I can still say that after today. Defeated Brazil on Tuesday to clinch their spot in the semifinal against Jokic and Serbia, where they then defeated them today. Do you have the box score from today? I know Curry was the one that went off
It
today in
is.
the win. U.S. trailed most of this game. It was an insane fourth quarter from the Americans. If anyone watched this game, I would easily say one of the most entertaining. Both of these games today, really, the France game and the USA game, both were insane, and I'm so excited for this gold medal game on Saturday.
Dude, it is impossible to. Oh, never mind. I found it. Okay. Steph Curry, 36 points, 9 3-pointers, 8 rebounds. LeBron, 16, 12, and 10. LeBron has 2 of the 4 triple doubles in Olympics history and 2 of 2 for Team USA. He got one in 2012, then he just got his second one. There's only been 4 ever done. So,
What's crazy is the game's only 40 minutes long.
Yeah, exactly. You lose 8 minutes. Embiid had a great fourth quarter, 19 points in the fourth quarter. Jokic, on the other hand, 17 points, 11 assists, 5 rebounds. Bogdanovic, 20 points.
He went off. He was the guy for Serbia.
Yeah, it was definitely a sweat.
Jokic can only do so much, dude. When we're subbing Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, like Bam Adebayo, like it's just Jokic for them. Like he's their big guy.
Yeah, they saw each other in a preliminary or in a exhibition game, and USA just absolutely handled them. So I'm sure they had a game plan for whatever they can
This was
do.
the
And
third time we've played them, right?
is it third?
I think the third.
That's where it comes in. Like, you know how hard it is to beat a team 3 times. I don't
That's what
care
I'm
who they
saying.
are.
I was thinking that the whole time when Serbia was up, I was like, dude, they knew the game plan.
Yeah, I don't care who you are. It's hard to beat a team 3 times, but I mean, this team is just too good. And they took over the fourth quarter. Steph Curry, I mean,
Curry and LeBron, that fourth quarter was unreal. And
dude,
KD,
36 points in a
I
40-minute
liked
game.
I liked KD as the closer. Like it was so evident when they were up 2 with a minute and a half left. They were like,
Just give
give Kevin Durant the ball.
Yeah. It's like when remember KD versus the Cavs when he was in the Warriors, he just walks down. They were up 2, I think, with like a minute left. Walks down the court, drains a 3. He did it 2 years in a row from the same spot, closing it out. It's
I
just like
like
what he does.
I love Durant. My favorite moment of his isn't even a game that he won. It was in Brooklyn. I had the Nets to win that game 7 against Milwaukee when everyone's like, "Oh, if Kevin Durant's shoe was a half inch smaller, this game would have won." And,
When he
they
hit
would have
that
won the game.
two-pointer.
And the game went to overtime instead of winning
Yeah.
the game. That
Uh-huh.
was like that. I'm like that's exactly what it looked like USA was doing today. But he wasn't shooting for the 3. He just had like a pull up mid range. I'm like, he's not missing that ever.
Just doing what he does best.
He is so good. But
But yeah,
yeah,
you saw the old head stars come out in the end of that game and just kind of take over it. And then Joel Embiid obviously had a good game as well.
and then like we said, the other side of the bracket, an upset on Tuesday and today on Thursday. On Tuesday, Wemby and France defeating SGA and Team Canada. France entered the game as a 7.5-point underdog and defeated Canada 82-73. France took on Germany today as a 5.5-point underdog. We bet on the French money line, plus 185, cashing that, getting France to the gold medal game to take on USA. I did say this is the matchup I wanted to get. I'm a big Wemby guy. I'm excited for it. I'm kind of rooting for it to be a game, but obviously I want the U.S. to win. I just don't want it to be like the Puerto Rico game where it's like 35 points. Like,
I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a decent game. I just think that USA got their scare out of the way. I think they know that they kind of have to like, come out strong in that next game. They got blown out in the first quarter, so they know that they need to come
you
out
can't rely on 36
firing.
points from Steph Curry when you have 10 All-Stars
9
on
of
a roster.
9 of 14 shooting from 3. You can't expect that to happen again. So yeah, I mean I don't think
Wait,
it's
so
gonna be
when's the gold medal game? Saturday?
Saturday 3:30. 15.5-point favorites for USA. I don't think they cover it, to be honest, but I think they
I was
win.
just gonna say I kind of think France can keep it within that at
I'm
least.
gonna say a 9-point win from the US.
I like that.
It's gonna be like a 4 or 5-point game with like 4 minutes left, and obviously shit happens towards the end of the game where they're just not gonna. When you need a bucket at the end of the game, USA is gonna get you a bucket. You're just gonna give it to LeBron. He's gonna do what he needs to do.
Yeah.
He's getting triple teamed. You kick it out to Kevin Durant. He's gonna hit a mid ranger. It's just they have too many weapons.
Yeah. Let's see here. We have a little bit of baseball, like we said, baseball heating up. As what we said, the gold medal game in the U.S. Versus France is on Saturday. You said what 3:30? So
3:30.
if we get a live stream out there on Saturday, we'll definitely be talking about that game. But Mac, you said a 15.5-point favorite there. We'll move over to the MLB, where the White Sox ran their losing streak to 21 games. With 3 losses against Minnesota, and obviously now I think they won. Would they win yesterday or was it today? It was yesterday.
Yesterday. No, 2 days
Against
ago.
Oakland. They were what, a couple shy of they were getting compared to. I mean, this team is all time bad.
They tied the second worst losing streak in MLB history.
That's yeah.
The worst is 24. I think it was like the 1957 Orioles, but they tied second.
That's I mean they're pretty fucking bad, but Yeah, they will not be in this list. We're gonna move towards our power rankings. The top five teams, a little bit of a shakeup here with Philly coming off a little bit of a losing streak when we made this list. Now they've kind of caught things back up, but Philly comes in this week at number 5, Baltimore at number 4, the Dodgers at the 3 spot, the New York Yankees at number 2, getting pummeled today as we're recording this, and the Cleveland Guardians at the number 1 spot. What do you think here? We'll get into the wild card race here in a second. But is that the right list? How would you change things 2 or 3 days later? I think Philly, they looked like they had a little bit of a scare, but they've definitely gotten back on track after 2 wins in LA.
I'm just gonna say there is no right list right now. All these teams, I mean, none of them are playing like like they really should be. There's no consensus like top 5 teams right now. I think that everyone's kind of playing mid baseball. But I mean, the Yankees are picking it back up, and when the Yankees are playing any sort of like their best baseball, they're the best team in the league. I know that we have them at 2 right now because the Guardians have been rolling, but the Guardians are slowing down a little. I'd go right now: Yankees, Phillies, Guards, O's, Dodgers.
Yankees, Phillies, Guards, O's, Dodgers. Yeah, just because Dodgers just lost a series to Philly, I feel like
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, yeah. I don't think I think the Dodgers have some work to do. Obviously, Mookie's going to be back, but
Let's take a look at this wild card race. Obviously, I've been saying for the past few weeks, I think my Pirates were in the hunt, not looking so good after going 1-5 against 2 teams they're chasing. Now I was actually behind the Giants as well, not looking good. But the wild card picture in the National League currently sits at uh, the Padres actually in the wild card 1 spot with the Diamondbacks and the Mets also in there. The Braves have slipped out of a playoff spot for the first time, I think, all season, with the Cardinals, Giants, and Pirates all right there. Braves at a half game, Cardinals at 2 games, Giants 3 games out, and the Pirates now at 4.5 as they're 2 games under 500.
yeah, Pirates are sliding at the wrong time. They lost 4 straight. They've blown a few games to the Padres. I think don't want to say it, but I think they're doing Pirates things, and I think they're kind of
They're
dead
out
in
of
the
it.
water.
Yeah, they're kind of out of it.
I think it's coming down to a 5-team race. I think the Cardinals can probably hang around for a little, but they're not playing very good baseball either.
I
The
think it's the
Braves,
4 teams that are right there.
you think so? You think it's just the Braves with 3 teams that are
The
in it right
Braves.
now?
Yep, yep, yep. I
Braves are
don't
on a
think the
5-game skid, so I mean that's not gonna last. They're gonna start winning games sooner or
I
later.
don't
But
think the Giants are in it. I love my Pirates. I'd love to see them in it. I don't think they're going to manage this just because the teams that they're now chasing are. I don't. The only thing that scares me is like Arizona just caught fire. They're kind of due. Pirates are cold. They're kind of due. Like, I'm not saying never, but I don't like our chances. 4.5 games back. They needed to go 3-3, and they went 1-5.
the thing is, you teams like the Giant and maybe not the Giants, but teams like the Pirates, the Cubs, you got to go on a streak where you're winning like 10 out of 12 games, 12 out of
Yeah,
14 games, and I just don't see the Pirates right now putting together
a skid like that.
a skid like that. But I think the Padres and the Diamondbacks are on top of the world right now. They're both 8-2 in their last 10, both on pretty high winning streaks. You got to assume that that kind of slows down a little at some point. They're both playing really good baseball, but I don't know, dude. The Braves are playing terrible baseball. They're on a 5-game skid right now. You also can't expect that to hold for much longer. But
I think there's no shot the Giants get in.
who are your 3 teams right now?
I'd probably. I still don't love Arizona, but like their schedule isn't anything crazy. Now that they've gotten through, like they have Philly coming up, but then
4
they
against
get
the
the
Phillies, which
then
is
they get the Rockies, Rays, Marlins, Red Sox, Mets, Dodgers.
they have a tough end of the season. They really do. Coming from August 27th on, you get Mets, Dodgers, Giants, which is a divisional opponent, Astros, Rangers, Brewers. Then you get 3 against the Rockies, divisional opponent. I know, but
They
um,
end the season against the Padres. They could be beating each other up in that last series.
I'm gonna go in this order: Padres, Braves, Mets.
I think the Mets are the last team.
I think they get that 3rd spot too. I think the Diamondbacks will fall out. I think they're riding high right now and they're on their high horse, but I think they have a really tough schedule and unless they're playing this well baseball throughout the rest of the season, they're not going to be able to just keep winning 8 out of 10 games, 7 out of 10 games. They're gonna go
That's what I'm saying.
play
Yeah.
500 baseball, and it's not gonna be enough. I think they have a tough schedule. I think the Braves find a way to get everything to click and sneak their way in. I think there's gonna be between the second and third wild card in the East or in the NL, it's gonna be a game and a half. It's gonna be right there.
Yeah.
I think the Padres kinda take off a little. But even the Padres 2.5 games back from the Dodgers right now. So
Let's look at the AL. What's the AL looking like? Yankees currently sit there with the Twins and Royals, with the Red Sox a game and a half back and the Mariners 4.5 back. What do you think happens in the American League?
I think the Orioles drop down into that, and I think that those 3 teams stay put. The Red Sox just had a nice series win against the Royals, but I don't think that they're gonna have enough in the tank.
You think the AL set?
I think the AL is set.
Just you think the
With the
Yankees
Orioles
win the
and Yankees
division?
flipping.
Yeah.
And I don't know who gets 2 and 3, but I think it's the Twins and the Royals.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, I definitely could see that. But in other
Astros or Mariners for AL West.
Who's in first right now? The Astros?
Astros have a half a game on them. Mariners still haven't played tonight, though.
Who's Seattle playing? Detroit.
Which doesn't really matter game by game, but
I'll go Seattle. Not confident that. I liked how they got Rosarina. Like they have Kirby, Gilbert. They have some decent names. What's the other pitcher they have that I'm blanking on his name? Dude with the dreadlocks.
Castillo.
I think
Mariners end the season tough, man. Super tough. Padres, Rangers, Yankees, at the Rangers, at the Astros, and then they get 3 against the A's to end the season.
damn.
Those 3 against the A's might be enough though.
Yeah.
The Astros aren't playing baseball, like good baseball either.
No.
I don't know. It's gonna be a tight race. Definitely good baseball coming up though.
Yeah. And let's see here. A little bit of Olympic stuff. Olympic gold medal count update as of 9 a.m. I don't know if this is updated as today. I think they put this in there the other day. So, because I think I saw the U.S. is up over 100 total. But Scotty Scheffler takes home the gold medal for golf. I did take that. I think it was plus 450. The women's tees off. I think it teed off. What would that be this morning? I actually haven't checked that, but Nelly Korda looks to continue a pretty strong year, cap it off with an Olympic gold medal, kind of similar to the Scotty Scheffler situation. But as Scotty was able to do it, we'll have to wait and see if she's able to. I don't have the exact the scoreboard in front of me here.
Hold on
But
1 second.
What are you pulling it up?
Yeah. Who is your girl?
Nelly Korda.
She's tied for 12th at -2. There's a girl from Switzerland. Morgane Matro is 8 under through one day.
Damn.
So she has some work to do, but she's definitely not playing terrible. She's 2 under through one day.
All right. Some room to grow there, but like we said,
mind. This didn't start today. This is round 2.
It started yesterday.
Yeah.
All right, so she's 2 under through 2 days.
Which is not good because they have less time to come back.
Yeah.
But she just needs one day where she can go like 6 under, 7 under.
Yes, 5 under, 6 under.
The two people in first, -8 and -7. Person in first went -6 today. Person in second went -7 today. So she just needs one day.
Joe Milton is in a quarterback for the Patriots right now.
That's incredible.
Let's see here. What else did we have? I think that was
under
about
21.5 in that game.
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx you or anything, but
what?
It looks really good.
It's 10-0.
Yeah.
And the other one I have under 35, and it's 14-3.
Yeah. Oh, look at you in the unders. Football season is bad.
Yeah, football season's so bad, dude. Just sit back and watch some bad football in the prime time, especially when they're. I guess these aren't standalone games, but Thursday night football unders. Patriots. Like I said, I saw Joe Milton just run like a 20-yard run, and then he just like fell forward. I'm like, oh yeah, that's preseason, baby.
That looks about right.
We don't really have a bunch of other stuff here. There's this list of the NHL players in here, but I kind of wanted Ace in here for that because that'll get some good debate going. I think we should save that for when he's here.
All right, let's do it.
But let's see. Do we have anything else? There's really not much here. It was kind of a slow week, other than Olympic basketball and the MLB. A few weeks, we're finally made it. I mean, we're back to basically football. Like I said, football's on right now, but regular season college football will be back before we know it, and we'll have a lot more to get into. But Mac, you have anything else you want to add? I think that might be it.
No, I'm sure within these coming weeks with NFL coming back, we're gonna have some pretty lengthy episodes. So get these out of the way of these last few dire weeks, and just getting ready to gear up.
I can't wait to just load up the MGM app and look at a full slate of NFL.
Dude, 11 o'clock on a Sunday and just get ready to rip it and just watch football all day. Have all your 4 different parlays going just for fun. Have your 3 little straight bets. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're so close.
First touchdowns.
Yeah, I can't wait. But
we get a little college football first, though.
I was gonna say, isn't that what the end of August? That's
prior.
like 2 weeks away.
It's a week prior. We get one game on the 27th, and then no, not one game. We get like 5 games on the 27th, and then the real first week is like the 3rd.
Okay. Penn State, West Virginia is August 31st.
So it's the 24th. We get a few games. August 24th, we'll get a few.
Okay.
Games.
Are you going to Penn State, West Virginia?
No, I don't think so. Are you going? Oh, you're right there.
Me and Jesse have like an
so
Airbnb.
Easy for you to fucking go. It's not fair.
Dude, me and Jesse have like an Airbnb.
If I can swing it, I'll come. But that's
like
also
you already have a place to stay. We don't have to find like a house. Like it's like a 4-bedroom house Jesse rented. Because I told him to figure out a hotel, and he was like, "Dude, all the hotels were booked that weekend. I just got an Airbnb." I was like, "Okay."
All right, let me see what I can do then. I mean, if that's the case, then
I'm gonna tell Beal too and Chase when we're there because like we don't really have anyone to stay there. Jesse just has this house, and he's like, I mean, I'll tell people from, but it's not like in town. It's like, do you remember? You know, like behind the police station downtown.
Yeah, of course I know behind the police station.
Yeah, so you know what that area of town's called? What was it called? With an S, yeah. Something with an S. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's back there.
It's like Starville or something like
that? Yeah, Star City or something. I don't know. I don't know. City, it's like
I know what you're saying.
You know where it is. It's behind High Street.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yes, bro. Right where we used to think that Kutek lived. I know what you're talking about. And I think it is Star City, if we're being honest.
It's something like that. But we have an Airbnb over there, and yeah, you should definitely try to come to that. Because
I'll see what I can do.
I'm not, even if you just, the game's not going to be till Saturday night. You could literally show up Saturday morning, but it is a 6-hour drive for you.
Like, it's not easy for me to.
Yeah.
It's not like a one-day trip for me, you know?
You'd want to show up, and then, I mean, you'd leave Sunday, but.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what I can swing.
All right. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it. You just heard about our Penn State, West Virginia plans a little bit. Jesse leaves that in there.
If anyone else wants to come and watch some good college football, you're more than welcome.
I think that's West Virginia's first game, so
yeah, it is.
I hate how they schedule a hard ass game first, but I mean, last year it was a good game. I think in West Virginia it's gonna be the same thing, but I'm excited for Garrett Green. I'm excited for West Virginia football to be back. Steelers, NFL, it's so close, but. Like you said, just a couple of weeks. But other than that, thanks for listening. We'll see you probably this weekend sometime for a live stream. If not, we'll see you next week.